Right, we're looking at the Les Paul studio guitars. Great staple guitar. And we're going to have a little look at their history right now.
So the Les Paul Studio is a great little guitar. Every single time there's a little bit of a compromise with them. So it might be slightly thinner some years. It might have had a rosewood fretboard with dots. It might have had an ebony fretboard on some of the years as well. It just depends in the chronological order that they were made. People like Lenny Kravitz, Amy Winehouse, Noel Gallagher and some other great musicians have been using Les Paul Studios in studios. They started in the 80s, 83, with dots, and then they started to get different models around, whether they're binding or not, different pickup configurations, wood tops. There was a Pro Plus model, which was a bit of a sleeper guitar, and the robots finally.
Moving from their history, the reason why I've done a little expose on these is because they are just a great piece of equipment for the working musician. They're not flashy in any way, and they do the job. And there's a lot of people that I know that own studios or work in studios and do a lot of live work that swear by these because they feel like they can just stick them in a gig bag, take them to the gig and not worry about it as much. There are some really nice appointments. So this one's a 2008 model, and I've got a 2008 Les Paul standard behind me, so I can show you a little bit about how they contrast. But fundamentally what you're getting are the same mechanics in terms of woods. So you've got a rosewood fretboard, you've got trapeze inlays, and you've got a 50s neck. It's quite a rounded profile here, and you've got your mahogany back and your maple top. Now, being 2008, this was a time where a lot of the Les Pauls had some quite severe weight relief. Some of them were chambered, some of them were had the more modern weight relief. And this one here, I think, is chambered. I particularly like chambered guitars because they're light, they sound great acoustically. I mean, this is just, you know, quite a loud guitar to start with, so they're quite enjoyable. And it's got some really cool stuff like gold hardware as well. Nashville bridge, and it's got the 490, 480 pickups here that you used to get on SGs. Speed knobs. That's the kind of basics. If I turn it up here, just make sure it's plugged in. And that's for the that was on the bridge. This on the neck. Plenty of sustain. They clean up really nicely as well. Over the years, they've had quite a bit of a following, these guitars. Not many major differences between this and the standard, but the standard at the time had some quite advanced things. And in a way, it was a departure from the traditional Les Paul ethos. So if I look at a 2009 standard, which is here, both guitars are of a similar thickness, similar neck shape. The tuners are different on the 2009, and it has binding across the body. Obviously, there's nice tops going on with the standard, and the pickups would have been burst pucker pros normally on those. Two things that are very different: they had a locking jack input, and they had a PCB. On display. You could actually see it through the pickup, through the cavity. Have a look at that there. The pots are rated at about 2 about 300k. So with something like this, it might be worth just upgrading those to 500k, and then you've got a bit more flexibility when it comes to your guitar and what tones you can get out of it. Other than that, the bridge is pretty much the same. The Studio had silkscreen headstock. This has an inlay that you'd normally get, but both have those nice fretboard inlays, and both of them sound great. So this is the, just play that Studio again. Not bad. Here's the 09 Standard. Pickups feel a bit more high output, a bit more meat to them.